The story of the world champion Chicago Cubs is quite amazing and in many ways surreal for those of us who live here in Chicago. But that story is even more amazing and surreal when you look at it from the perspective of numbers or numerology. And so the story begins in 1908 when the Chicago Cubs last won a World Series game. And when you add 1908 or 1908, and the sum is going to be 18, and 1 and 8 is 9. Of course, it's been 108 years since that win, and when you add 108, of course, again, you get 9. Now, all of that could just be pure coincidence, but when you look at the year 2016, 2016 equals 9. So we're in a 9-year. 9 in numerology is a number of completion, just prior to the new cycle of 1, which is 2017. So 9 is also a number of the humanitarian. It's the highest artistic number in terms of artistic expression. And so it's a very significant number. Now, it gets much more interesting. The name Cubs is CUBS, which equates to 3, 3, 2, 1, which again equals 9. Now, when you add the name Wrigley, Wrigley Field, of course, is where the Cubs play here at home in Chicago. And that is W, which is 5, R, which is 9, I, which is 9, G, which is 7, L, which is 3, E, which is 5, and Y, which is 7. And that all equals 45, which of course equals 9. Okay, we're going to go much deeper now. Let's go back to the numerology chart, because this is not only about the number 9. If you notice, the letter J is the 10th letter of the alphabet. And numerology is based on simple sigma arithmetic. So you add a sequence of numbers until you get one number from 1 to 9. However, 11 corresponds to the letter K, which is the 11th number of the alphabet. And so you don't add 1 and 1 to make 2 in the case of 11, but you keep 11 because it's what's called a master number. The same applies to the number that's 2 times 11, or 22, which corresponds to the 22nd letter of the alphabet, or the letter V. So these are the 2 master numbers that you do not deduce. How does that relate to the Chicago Cubs? Okay, here we go. The year of the prediction by the young man, Mr. Michael Lee, in 1993, when he wrote into his yearbook that the Chicago Cubs will win the World Series in 2016, the year of 1993 equals 22 when you add 1, 9, 9, and 3. So, here we go. The game was won, or it ended, precisely at 11:47 Central Time, Chicago time for us. And of course, 11, you don't change, and 4 and 7 equals 11, so you don't change that. So that's 11:11 becomes 11:11, and of course 11:11 is 22. So in a sense, his prediction was made in a year that sort of pointed to master numbers. It could be said that it took 108 years for the Cubs to become the masters that they are today. It doesn't stop there. The number that denotes the rain delay. So the number for the word rain equals 24, which is 6. And the time of the delay in East Coast time was 11:58. So 1158, and that equals 15, which is 6. So you have the game tied 6-6, and there's a rain delay. And then not only that, but when you go back and look at the name of the team that won the World Series, CU is 3-3, which equals 6, which again denotes that they're tied at 6. And then they scored 2 more runs, so which is denoted in the letter B in Cubs. And the Cleveland Indians scored 1 more run, which is denoted again in the letter S in the name Cubs. So the whole story unfolds in numbers, and I find that quite fascinating. And so I told you at the beginning that numerology also can be translated into music. Of course, numbers become intervals in a scale from 1 to 9. Even in a 12-tone system, we can limit those to a 7-note major scale. So in this case, let's just do it in a C major scale. And the third interval is E. So you have 3, 3, 2, 1. 3, 3, 2, and 1. And so that's the name of the Cubs, 3, 3, 2, 1. And if you want to put a little kind of a chordal structure to it and rhythm, you could do something like this. So there you have it. Music is mathematical. Numbers have stories to tell. It's not certain whether any of this information could have been used predictively in any kind of way. Who knows? But there's absolutely something of interest in the numbers of our names. There's symphonies in numbers. And that's what interests me as a musician. I hope you've enjoyed it.